Hello, 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 ha.
Hola. Good evening.
Welcome.
How's everybody? What is happening? Are you all settled after dinner? Trying to chill, feed up. What day is it today? Thursday.
What day is it today?
I mean, I had to think quickly. I'm like, oof.
One of those weeks.
I don't normally get a day off during the week.
Yeah.
So I was off today, so I'm like, what day is it? And I was a lady of leisure today, so I forgot what day it was.
You're a true lady of leisure. And what a fine day it was.
Oh, what a fine day it was.
So fine, you forgot what day. Which is great. But do you want to know what day it actually is?
Thursday?
Episode 18.
Episode 18. By the way, that could have given me a strong enough answer. I was doing a podcast. It's a Thursday. And we're live.
We're
So
live.
Yes, we're live. So yes, we're
Coming in your ears as usual
as usual.
on Spotify and YouTube.
Too much information on a Thursday night.
Yeah, far too much information and plenty more information tonight.
Oh no.
Plenty. There was, let alone information, there was too much music last week, weren't there? What?
We have some bad news. Well,
Yeah.
for some.
Disappointing news.
Disappointing news for some. But the keen ones, there's a way around everything and there's a way around this too.
Always.
So
So I was a bit overzealous. Is that the right word? I got a bit too excited.
remember last week we had all the fun with the movie soundtracks and the songs.
Brilliant.
And we sang.
We literally sang.
We sang and we had all the fun and we brought all these amazing tracks for you. And we handpicked them and carefully selected them and Jesus thought hard for a week to bring you the best of the best and debated over them.
Yeah.
For then Spotify to go.
Spotify to go.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
Spotify took
Literally.
it down, literally.
They did. So Spotify didn't like the amount of music content.
Yeah.
So I tried to dispute it, but it doesn't really do much
Can you believe
good.
it that they said, Spotify said, too much music?
Yeah, pretty ironic. But YouTube, like whenever you put a bit of music in YouTube, they often copyright, and you can dispute with YouTube, but they're a bit more reasonable.
Yeah, because they're not making money.
No. It's not about, and it's for the purpose of commentary anyway. It's not playing music for entertainment's sake.
We're not a
It's-
radio. We're not playing whole
Exactly.
tunes. They were 50, maybe because they were a bit longer. Because normally, what it should
length
be,
for clip does make it a bit more
Yeah.
ambiguous. But anyway, with the YouTube, it was fine. We disputed all of it, and it's absolutely fine. But Spotify, no.
James has been tirelessly working behind the scenes, typing up all the emails and doing all the hard work and all
Yeah.
the disputes in the background.
All done. So YouTube is cleared, which is great. But it does mean that for our loyal Spotify crowd, episode 17 is no longer available on Spotify. However,
Sorry.
if you come over to YouTube, you'll be able to see us
See, there you go.
while we're talking and
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen us, go and have a look because we're amazing. We're worth seeing, aren't we?
You scrub up well on a Thursday night.
If we do say so ourselves.
We do say so ourselves.
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yes.
apologies for those Spotify loyalists who haven't seen their most recent week 17 episode.
Yeah.
But you will see today.
Listen,
And today is 18. And do you know what that makes me feel like, Adriana?
we're growing up.
Yeah, 18 feels almost like, oh, I'm an adult now. We're an adult podcast. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, yeah.
I'm when I mean adult, I don't mean content. I mean as in,
No.
like, have we matured
Matured.
as a podcast? What do you think?
I think the way we matured is that
Yeah.
we're just more kind of natural. You know, we don't overthink it as much. We stop prepping.
Well,
Well,
it was stressing me out.
yeah.
I actually felt it was restricting me, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't my best version,
Yeah.
to be fair.
And now you are.
Now I'm me, which is important, I think.
Yeah.
And you're you.
I am me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am what I am.
Well, listen, I am me, but I do miss doing a bit of research.
I
Well,
think
because
the
that's
truth,
me.
you are very much like that. And I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's having signposts,
Having my notes.
but not a structure dictated
Yes.
so that it can be natural,
So I
ad-libbed.
think from next week I probably will have some notes and a bit of research.
Yeah.
And we haven't really been doing like properly saying, oh, this is section this and section that, and
We sort of threatened that, didn't we? We're like, well, we do this, do that. And then it just became so much fun to just talk about
Exactly.
the stuff. And I must admit, when I was listening back, because I do listen back to all the shows,
the biggest fun.
I really enjoy listening to it. It's really good. So I kind of like felt that natural vibe was a good way to go, but there's nothing wrong with a bit of structure.
Yeah. So we will definitely bring this structure
Yeah.
back.
And that research that you do is always really good. I always find it
Yeah.
like educational because I learn something.
Yeah. And I had a great conversation today with another lady, so which I will cover next week. I'm not gonna, because I didn't do the
Nice.
research yet.
Okay.
Didn't do the research yet, but it was a very interesting conversation. So I'll give you a bit of a sneak
Can we have like a little taster?
taster. We were talking about the cultural differences between female beauty standards.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
okay.
And how much. So I'm from Slovakia.
Yeah.
She's from Poland.
Right.
And we were just discussing that how much less pressure there is over here on body image and how much more
Wow. Less pressure.
less pressure over here than what it was us growing up in Eastern Europe.
Wow. Well, I'm educated already because I would have thought it was the opposite.
No.
So that shows you what I know.
Jesus, no.
Goodness.
So that's all I'm saying.
Brilliant. Well, I look forward to that.
We'll take a beat on body image next week.
Okay. That sounds great. Excellent.
But
Brilliant. Otherwise, so like you've had a big week, right?
I had a big week. Lots of things I had a big week for. Everything from wrapping up my old job, Hungarian elections, which was a big, because I am half Hungarian. So
Okay.
elections happened on a 12th, on a Sunday.
Right.
And everything's been poof in the air since. I'm watching it and following it. And then I wrapped up my job on a Wednesday. And then what else? I'm trying to think. What else? That's it.
Yeah. I guess that is it.
So yeah, interesting times ahead of Hungary. I don't know if anybody is. We're not going to be discussing. I think
Everyone's views are their own, aren't they? And it's not here to try and say what was right or wrong.
no, definitely.
That's not
I
the
have no
purpose.
interest in discussing who should have won. I think we had a discussion. What we want to discuss is more kind of like the dynamics, the human dynamics,
Yeah.
and what we think about voting.
Yep.
And I posted about it on LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
you picked up on it.
I did pick up on it. Yeah. I read what you wrote and it was a good read. It spoke of someone who had a lot of pride.
Yes.
And saw the value and the importance
Of voting.
and
Yeah.
having a say and contributing to the welfare of where you're from.
It's not
Right.
not long yet. What I said, I personally felt like there is something deeply personal about elections when your identity lives across borders. So I may be a Slovakian citizen, but in my heart I am a Hungarian citizen. But I don't have a Hungarian passport. But I was thinking about that, so I think I'm going to try and get one, because obviously my grandparents are all my father's Hungarian.
Right.
So it's just because the rules are a little bit banjaxed, and my nationality is Slovakian because the kids get their nationality after their mother
Right.
automatically. So I'm going to have to maybe go in to get it changed first to Hungary. Don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I said, as a Slovak citizen with Hungarian roots, I've always experienced democracy from two perspectives.
Okay.
Not just politically, but culturally and emotionally. My family has led a double life for decades across two countries. My aunt lives in Hungary, and I have cousins in Hungary, and then from my mother's side, and then from my father's side is in Slovakia.
Right.
So this was written a couple of days ago. I posted this on Monday, but it was about the Hungarian elections, and I wanted to acknowledge Hungary, and I wanted to wish them a brighter future under the new party TISA
Okay.
and Péter Magyar, who is taken over from Viktor Orbán.
Right.
And this has been a record-breaking turnout of Hungarian people all over the world
Right.
in voting.
Okay.
Whatever side of the political spectrum you sit on, one thing matters above all, that people feel heard, represented, and able to shape the direction of their country.
Interesting.
And we will have a debate on that.
Yeah.
Because when that disappears, it's not just politics that suffers, it's trust, it's dignity, and it's everyday life.
Yeah.
I've seen firsthand how political decisions impact families, conversations at the dinner table, and opportunities available to ordinary people. And it's a reminder that democracy is not something we have, and that's something that you may agree with.
Mm-hmm.
It's something we actively protect if we can. As we look ahead, the upcoming elections in Slovakia, which will be happening next year,
Right.
I find myself reflecting more deeply on what it means to belong and what it means to participate. For those of us living abroad or between cultures, the right to vote is more than a process. It's a connection, a voice, a responsibility. It carries identity. It preserves my roots. Now, it's an interesting one because obviously I live in Northern Ireland. I have very limited options to vote. I can only vote in local elections, MLS councillors.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, for example, the big...
Even though that you contribute to society here
Yes,
as
but
much
I'm
as
not-
anyone else.
Yeah, but I'm not a citizen, even though I have been here for 21 years.
Right.
Remember the big vote, the Brexit vote?
I do remember the Brexit vote.
Even though I was here for so many years, I had zero say in that.
Interesting.
Zero say in that. None of the people who lived in the UK 10 or any years, unless you were a citizen of United Kingdom, you had no right to vote in there.
Right.
in that.
Which is why I can vote, because like I'm still within the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Right.
But then again, whenever I go, so obviously I can't vote in Hungarian elections at all because I'm not a Hungarian citizen. So I can vote in Slovakian elections, but
Right. So you are a Slovakian citizen.
citizen, yes.
Right.
But the current prime minister
Of
Slovakia
right.
is trying to sabotage the postal vote.
Right. Okay. Because it doesn't suit his demographic, I guess.
He's very similar situation with Viktor Orbán have been in control for the past 16 years. Super corrupt, same way in Slovakia. So Hungary just became a super role model for Slovakia that it's able
Cool.
to be done if it's to be done through voting.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm hoping elections Slovakia next year.
Yeah.
So it looks like I will either have to travel back to Slovakia for that, or
Right.
hopefully I'm going to be able to do it at the closest Slovakian embassy, which is Dublin.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
I'm going to
crossed,
be
man.
able to. But even if I can't, and let's say I don't know when the elections will be, but I probably will travel
Make a
because
point.
I am a voter. Okay.
Indeed. And the preface of this is you're proud of that. You
Yes.
see the value and the importance in that.
Whereas contrary,
Well, before I quite get there, do you know
Yeah.
what stood out most about what you said?
yes,
Record turnout.
record turnout.
And that normally means that you've got an engaged population.
I think it was 78% of the population.
Wow, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is a major turnout.
Yeah.
So that says to me there was major motivation for the people for change.
Major pain.
Right.
I think it's not motivation, it's pain.
Pain is the great motivator.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I think I think it was more of a so there's two ways to be motivated. This is the way people are motivated. You are either motivated towards a positive outcome,
so incentivized,
or you're motivated to move away from a negative outcome.
Fear.
The carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
And I think
Yep.
the people of Hungary, they just had enough.
Clearly, because they came out in record numbers.
The streets have been covered in people the past week or so.
Wow. So
same way as the Irish people are in the streets right now. So
what, for the fuel and all that?
Full of fuel and all.
Yeah.
So pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
So,
I quite like it when the people rise up.
Ireland at the minute.
Ireland don't mess about.
They're making history again.
Yeah.
I think they are making history again.
The French
did
are
that too.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, by
rising up,
pouring all the slurry into
mate
civic offices.
They don't mess about.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, the Irish don't mess about.
No. The Irish don't stand for it either.
So, and they are getting
the British,
the whole world,
a bit more.
The whole world is currently watching the Irish.
Interesting times.
Yeah.
Interesting times. But yeah, I love it when you get an uprising. I love the power of the people. I think that we are controlled as a population, and I'm not getting into like depths of conspiracy theories here. I'm just saying that like we have very little say, I think, in our future. And when we rise up and force the issue, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's really important. I think it's important that you're able to. You know, one of the really interesting things that happened in lockdown.
Yeah.
There was a few bills passed in Parliament silently.
Yeah.
During lockdown, under the guise of no contact, that said, under the guise of not protesting the lockdown because it was for the good of people, what was passed through Parliament were bills that prevented the British public being able to protest against a government. Full stop.
Yeah.
Laws were passed that prohibited British people from protesting against the government. Sneaky. And it was all done sleight of hand. It's amazing. My fear, do you know what my fear is, mate? I love your passion. I really do. It's amazing. And like, you really care about your both your countries. All three of them.
I also have a strong social justice button. So like generally I'm a socialist, humanist, socialist, but same time I'm pretty kind of balanced, I think.
Yeah.
I like to see both sides of it. So I'm
balance. You're a social ance.
I'm a Libra anyway, so I'm forever I'm forever balancing. All right, so I am always balancing.
My fear.
Right, tell me.
My fear is that our votes don't count in a meaningful sense. My fear is that the powers that actually are in charge aren't the ones that are on the TV screens. They're not the ones that are on the ballot papers.
Yeah.
And I think, I believe more and more as I get older and wiser, it actually doesn't even matter. Like I'll use Britain as an example because it's the only one I got, because it's the only one I know.
Yes.
It doesn't actually matter if you vote Labour or Conservative. They're the two parties that come in and out of power. And it actually doesn't matter which one you vote. The same things happen. And I am not sure that the people voting shapes the agenda. I think the agenda suits the super wealthy and the elite, and they'll do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah. That's
my belief. And I just worry that we don't really, this modern democracy, and you used that word earlier, didn't you? That this modern democracy is almost fake to give the impression that we have a voice. And the reality is, I don't think we do.
I'm going to entertain that for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna go with the narrative, or your theory, and which will may be true. We don't know. This is the thing.
That is, of
We
course,
don't
it's
know what we
just
don't know.
a gut feel.
You know, we're theorizing here. We're not saying how it is. Yeah. So hence why, me who vote every time, I'm gonna take that theory. Let's say none of the voting matters at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's decided. And that, well, may well be true. We don't know what we don't know. Even knowing that, I still believe people need to practice their civic duties. And let's say people don't know that. Yeah, the 78% of Hungarian people went out there to vote.
That's a big number.
It's a big number. We're talking millions. I think Hungary has 7 million people. Even if it doesn't matter, I think knowing that you have a civic responsibility, I'm hoping it would, let me think about this. Not having a civic responsibility for me means being a good citizen, being a decent person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Civic duty, you had it absolutely spot on.
Yeah. And if we know that voting does bugger all, yeah, we should then replace that with something else, yeah, going out litter picking or whatever, or just helping each other or whatever. If the new voting should be volunteering, I'd be up for that. Yeah. Go volunteer for who you believe in. Or anyway, so I think for me, voting is the representation or symbolically of your civic duties. Perhaps under that, the way people felt compelled to go and vote because they felt pain, they wanted change.
Yeah.
We should have the exact same feeling and motivation and of that civic duty to go out there and do something fucking good for each other.
Absolutely.
So why does the civic duty of voting stops there? Because if I'm a voter, then I am also a volunteer.
Yep.
I am also who don't throw litter away. I'm also, all of those civic duties.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good to vote because it keeps you in that mindset of I'm a good citizen.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
No, I agree. If you want change, you have to act. And if you're not, you're waiting for other people to do the acting for you, then that's no good.
And only if we had the exact same mindset that we have for voting, when we, like the Hungarian people, have been in so much pain and the country's corrupt. It's absolutely ridden with corruption.
Yeah. So much of politics is. It's like, it's control, right? Politics is, I think, a framework of controlling the masses.
And when we joined, so Slovakia, Hungary, Poland, and Czech Republic joined the EU the exact same time in 2004.
That wasn't that long ago.
Poland is striving.
Poland is striving. The Polish went back.
Hungary?
Yeah.
One of the poorest.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Interesting. So do you think with this new regime change that Hungary's got a better chance to prosper?
Well,
Tell us about this new leader. What are they more like a leader for the people?
Peter Magyar, actually, he used to be in the last politician's party. He was in that political party.
Right.
This guy beat all odds.
Okay, I like that.
Complete underdog.
Right.
Not one of the TV channels, radio channels invited him to,
so he did it the
to
hard
speak
way.
for the past 18 months or 2 years. Not one.
That's them controlling the vote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not one of them invited him.
Just didn't give him the exposure.
Now, he is not clean. Not going to
Who
sugarcoat
is?
it. There are some skeletons in the background there. His father-in-law.
But you know them, right?
There's something to do with his ex. So his ex-wife is apparently a politician too.
Okay.
And there's shitty divorce, blah, blah, blah. He's got 3 kids. Actually, I've watched a video with his ex-father-in-law. He was making very cryptic things. Well, I know the truth. He would sell his sons if he could, and blah, blah, blah. All these type of messages. I don't have the details, right? Now, what I did though, I don't know much about Péter Magyar. All I know is the odds he beat.
Yeah.
What he was up against. And I watched his 3-hour. I've never in my life watched a 3-hour press conference.
Okay.
I literally sat and I have hoovered up every single word.
Right.
He's charismatic, and I have
It helps.
very much enjoyed every single answer he provided. He felt to me transparent and open. Some of the reporters actually complimented him halfway through the press conference that how much of a difference this press conference was.
Because it wasn't like the rest.
It wasn't like
it was like
it was the same. By the way, Viktor Orban was there for 16 years.
And is that because there was an honesty?
There was an honesty, and there was no controlled narrative.
Understood.
Any question,
right.
was a game, and all the
straight answers.
Yeah, and all the independent papers or whatever, they all got
right
their time. Yeah, so 3 hours, and he kind of narrowed it down, kind of like the 4 key elements he wants to achieve over his term. It was very interesting. Also, number 1, he also talked about that he is actually going to put in laws. We will see. He made a lot of promises, as they always do. Yeah, Keir Starmer made a lot of promises. They all make a lot of promises, and the guy who's running in the Slovakian elections next year, he's already making a lot of promises. Yeah, but what Péter Magyar said was very interesting to me. So at the moment, there's no current legislation how many terms a politician can go.
Right.
So I think Orbán Viktor, that was his 4th term of 4 years, so 16 years he's been in there. But Péter Magyar said he is going to put a law in that there can only be 2 terms of 4 years, and then it has to be a new person.
But what if the person that's in is really, really good?
They just have to then get someone else from the same party. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the reasons of stopping someone bad staying in, getting there a bit too comfy, and all.
Yeah.
But I think you harm the good by doing that kind of stuff. I look at America.
Pros and cons, I think.
Yeah, you're right. It is pros and cons. You look at America, right, and like
pros and cons.
They're limited in a very similar way, aren't they? But that means the good ones eventually have to go.
Yeah. So pros and cons anyway. Then there was a lot of money held back by the EU because of Viktor Orban, the previous leader. So apparently, what I read this morning in the papers, literally he's been like 2-3 days into his victory, and he's already they're already releasing money for Hungary.
So he's making an impact straight away.
He's right away making an impact.
Wow. Well, so he's walking the talk.
Generally, he's completely different. He is very much people focused.
Right.
Very much people focused. Anti-corruption, people focused, and removing all the propaganda mills and all of that, and he just continuously talks about Hungarian people, and connections, and renewing connections, and strengthening connections with Poland and Slovakia and the neighboring countries. So honestly, I absolutely loved the 3-hour press conference. Completely disappeared because I was just so invested. I've never ever been invested, and never in my life I've been so invested in a press conference and listening to a politician answering one question after another about immigration. And he was just so transparent. Some of the questions were very difficult, and he said yes. And he admitted the mistakes and just I was impressed. Again, maybe I'm easily impressed. Maybe I'm too naive or stupid. I don't know. We shall see. I am keeping the level of kind of reality that they all make big promises. And as you say, maybe he's just another puppet.
Well, I hope he's not.
I hope he's not. I don't care as long as there are better conditions for the Hungarian people. And UK needs the same.
It kind of sounds to me like the way you've described it. It sounds to me like he might not be, like, because he is representing something completely different.
Yeah.
And he's not just saying different things. He's acting different.
He's acting.
He was denied exposure, which tells me that he isn't part of the game.
And he's
outside the game.
Describes the stories how they just had an old rattling van and they drove around the country for 2 years meeting people and talking to people.
That's interesting. If I look at the UK, right, I'm not kidding. Like, if you look at the Conservatives and Labour, if you look at the leader of Labour, pardon me, and the leader of the Conservative Party, it don't matter. There's no difference, Adriana. I promise you. They act like they're different and they talk like they're different and they pretend that there is a difference that you're voting for, but there ain't. There ain't. Like, the people of Britain, they're not your friend. They're not, they're all just empty promises. Like, do you know what? I haven't voted. I don't know what, the last time I voted was probably about, in fact, holy moly, it was nearly, wow. The last time I voted was nearly 20 years ago.
Well, maybe you should start practice that civic responsibility.
I don't believe where I vote it counts. I really genuinely don't. Okay. I don't believe it counts. I honestly, I think that we're controlled by, we're controlled by a power and an elite that are in the shadows. They're not the people that we're voting for. The people in charge aren't the ones that are on our TV sets. I promise you that. But the last time I voted, do you know how I voted? Because I still felt like this. But do you know how I approached it?
Was that the Brexit vote?
I didn't vote Brexit.
No.
Because I didn't believe it made a difference.
Funny story is the papers you opened this morning. Well, UK is looking to get back into the EU.
Yeah, wow.
We already rejoined the Erasmus Plus program.
Yeah. Well, we've got people in charge.
We need the money.
Well, we've got people in charge that didn't want Brexit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you could make this shit up. 50 million, whatever, just wasted on this whole situation. And now we're going to jump back in. Bloop, bloop.
We won't jump back in. We can't. But it's just talk. Do you know how I voted?
Tell me.
I was like, I don't want to, I'm not going to vote Labour. I'm not going to vote Conservative because that manifesto don't mean shit. They pretend it means something and they pretend it means something different and there's a reason to back it. So it has a profile or personality, bullshit. So I literally Googled who would be tougher on knife crime in London. I thought to myself, what really matters to me? And at the time, I was living in central London. I had Sid, who had just been born. He was a little baby. And I was concerned about Sid growing up in a London that was rife with knife crime.
Still is.
Like proper bad. Because I'm from a part of London that is very urban. And there's a lot of gangs and a lot of that goes on. And I thought, okay, which party is going to be tougher on knife crime? That's a reason to vote. And so I actually voted for non-political reasons.
Okay.
And in the Google thing that I did, there was Google run this model that said that we know all of the manifestos, we know all of the plans and the for all the parties. You type in what's important to you, and then we'll say to you which party aligns better to what's important to you.
Okay.
So it was a really cool tool.
Yeah.
To vote for something that mattered to you, but you didn't have to get involved in any of that political nonsense. So, and according to the knife crime, they said that a Conservative government would invest more money in the police force. Okay. Therefore, it would be more effective against the knife crime in London. So I voted Conservative for that reason and that reason alone.
Interesting.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with political because I just didn't believe.
Okay.
But do you know what? I feel slightly converted from what you said because there's a few things that you've said to me there They tried to shut him down. They tried to deny his voice. He forced the issue anyway. Like, that sounds like someone who's on the outside coming in rather than someone that's on the inside playing the game.
No.
So maybe Hungary has got an authentic leader.
Slovakia is very similar. There is he's in part of the opposition. He's rising up. Again, a young person, very, very people focused, and very much the same. Started watching him maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And he's doing the same. He's touring and talking to the people and meeting them in community halls and all of that, and he's literally taking it thick, and the people are laying it on, and he's just like, yep. So he's creating a space for people to be heard and seen.
A campaign trail
without, he does a lot of lives on Facebook. He answers a lot of questions, and it's very much the same what they did to Péter Magyar, the party currently in power. Just horrendous, disgusting propaganda in a form of just dismantling their families and death threats and
smear campaigns.
And that's what happened to the Hungarian Péter Magyar. That's what happened to him, and they did the same to the Slovakian dude. What's his name? Shimečka. So I'm gonna vote him next year. So I would have voted Péter Magyar too if I had the chance. So, and these are young individuals, young men, young 40s, but it's their people focus, I think, that is going to correct. I'm hoping that Slovakia is I genuinely hope that Slovakia is looking at Hungary this week.
I tell you what.
And going, it is possible.
There's nothing like the power of keeping up with the Joneses.
And going out into the streets.
It does get infectious. Like when a neighbour sees another neighbour do something, like it does spark a motivation, definitely. So if maybe maybe the trail has been blazed.
Listen, and I think regardless whether we think that the vote matters or not, if I throw that lens in again of you saying it doesn't fucking matter. Regardless, people need hope. The world is so overwhelming at the moment and so difficult to navigate. People need hope. And to see Hungary having that, whether it's staged or not, I don't care. I felt hope watching it. I felt hope and something positive coming from people gathering in the streets with their fires. They had the fires out and the can, whatever, like they lit up the city. And that gives me hope that there is a level of civic responsibility and humanity left, because every time you turn the TV on, and I am so glad that I have no TV. It's the best decision I have made for myself, not having TV, not having news. Because I tell you one thing, no matter where you hide, the news will find you.
It doesn't find me.
The news find you.
Well, it did
on your phone.
It did on your LinkedIn channel when you mentioned the Hungarian thing.
Or through your friends or whatever. The important things will find you. So I feel like the TV is just churning out negative things that will make anyone depressed. Get rid of your TVs.
It is designed. I'm telling you now, your TV is designed to influence everything about you.
Yeah.
What comes out that screen tells you what to buy, tells you what to do, tells you how to think, tells you who to vote.
I think part of that civic duty also should be, like learning a bit of agency and learning a bit of inner compass, a bit of.
I agree, but do you know what?
Stop outsourcing your thoughts and your.
I don't think the powers that be that I keep talking about here want you to be that empowered. Like, there are countries now that are making it illegal to live off grid. And there are countries now that are making it illegal for you to grow your own food and vegetables and things like this.
That's
There
disgusting.
are
Who's that?
you can that's Britain. You can see it is you cannot grow veg. Right, step back because this is a really important point. Right, back in like World War II, right?
Yeah.
Back in the 1930s, not after World War II, back in the 1940s,
Yeah.
people used to, like, houses had gardens and they would grow vegetables in their gardens, right? They would grow potatoes. They'd have an
Allotment.
their garden was an
Sure,
allotment.
people can still do that.
They can't. It's illegal. You're not allowed to grow your own food now. You have to buy from a shop. That's not the law, but
Yeah,
that's what
but-
it means.
Yeah, but like, how is it policed?
Well, if you get caught, then you have to stop, and I guess you get in trouble. I don't know
It's like same way as people are. It's illegal to grow magic mushrooms, and there's lots of people out there growing them.
Well, there are people growing a lot of things they shouldn't be growing.
No,
but
exactly.
But where
So I
people
think
are,
I'll be alright with a couple of spots.
but where people are willing to sort of pay
Yeah.
money for these kind of products, people take the risks, don't they? But no, you
I think I'll be alright with
cannot.
my chilies.
Yeah, you cannot grow vegetables in your garden anymore. It is illegal. You are not allowed to grow your own food. It's now illegal. You have to rely on the food system.
Yeah, but like, what? That seems a bit.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
struggling to.
I know. Because laws like that, they come in and you're not aware of it. You don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that.
It's like it's death by a thousand cuts. It's not like one big thing where it's really obvious. There's a net coming in, and I mentioned earlier about during. I can't remember whether we were even on air or not, but during COVID, because people were protesting against the lockdown, and people didn't agree to the lockdown, didn't want the lockdown, whatever your views were on it, yes or no, doesn't matter. But people were protesting against the lockdown, saying this ain't right. You can't just lock us in our houses. The government passed laws in Parliament that restricted the British people from uprising and protesting against the government. I haven't got my glasses on.
It says yes, you can absolutely grow a wide variety of vegetables in the UK garden.
You can't.
It says here.
You can't. It's illegal. I'm telling you. So you can't protest. So there is a net coming in. You can't self-sustain yourself. You can't live off grid. They want you in the system. It only works if it's a system.
There's no general law prohibiting food cultivation on private residential land for personal use.
All right, try it. Okay. Well, I'll counter that. But I don't have my phone to do it. So, but I'm telling you now, you can't do it.
Rights of light. Under the Rights of Light Act, you cannot plant tall trees or hedges that block natural light, for example.
No, this is food production. Food production.
No, it's food. I put in vegetables in my garden. In the UK, you generally have a legal right to grow vegetables in your own garden. There is no general law prohibiting food cultivation on private residential land for personal use. However, specific legal restrictions and regulations may apply depending on your location, property type,
All right.
what you intend to build to support your garden.
Right.
So there you go.
So it's partly true.
It's partly true.
Right.
So it depends, I think. Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, I think maybe London city centre.
So my point was here in Antrim, you could
I
grow.
can grow.
You can't.
Yeah.
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 And this is no joke, people. Like you can't self-sustain yourself like you might want to. There is a system. There is a system that needs you in it. You are a cog, as I see it, and you can't be outside of it. And that means that you need to conform and you need to contribute to that system, whether you like it or not. That's my fear of the world.
Yeah.
So maybe this Hungarian dude is outside of that. We shall see.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so. Like, absolutely, it's good to have. Okay. There is a lot of things out there in the world we don't know about that are happening. And over the pandemic, when we had all the time of the world, I am sure there are people who are listening and watching who got down in different rabbit holes of Google and things. And I was one of those. I got down a rabbit hole of researching and searching and getting deeper and deeper and deeper into things that perhaps maybe I did not want to know in the first place.
Uh-huh.
And you get to a stage when you find out so much that it's overwhelming and anxiety inducing.
Yep.
Now, I think it's good to apply, and you may disagree, but I think it's good to apply this level of self-awareness to it, of how much can you cope with and are you willing to cope with. Yeah? So that's
Yep.
one, when you go too deep. And you should know your limits. And at any stage you feel that it's taken over your life, it's overwhelming, it's ruining your relationships, you should withdraw a little bit for your own mental health, I think. And I did that because I was getting deeper and deeper. And over the pandemic, I was on my own the whole time. I was not bubbling with anybody. I was isolating on my own. So I had a lot of time, and I sat many nights and nights after nights on my own with my own thoughts and internet and all of that jazz. And I realized that in the grand scheme of things, what are the things I can help and change? And
Right.
based on that, I apply a level of ignorance that then gives me bliss to move through life in a reasonable, sane manner. Because if I was to try and figure out how to fix everything I saw and discovered online,
Yeah.
I'd be in
can't.
asylum. I'd be locked up.
Yeah, you can't.
So apply a level of self-awareness when you're in these spaces. Check in with yourself and understand that at any stage start to negatively impact your life, whatever shape or form. Remember, there's only so much you can do, and you should apply a level of withdrawal, pull back, whatever. And at times, maybe ignorance is bliss.
Well, that's kind of counterintuitive to what you were saying earlier about, like,
Voting.
well, just like action for something you believe in.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. Do what like in the grounds, like in your levels of. We're talking. Let's say, I don't know. I'm gonna pull out like the Epstein files.
Right.
Realistically, what can I do?
What about
That?
nothing?
Exactly.
Just see it as a source of, I don't know, entertainment on your TV set, really.
Exactly. But we are such sponges.
Yeah.
You can get in so deep with the Epstein files, the piles of files, that you will literally lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
The people who get so deep and so invested, and they
Yeah.
don't have a boundary between what I can do as an individual who work in Tesco.
I see what you're saying.
What I'm,
Yeah. I
Do you get me
understand.
now?
Yeah. So, like, our TV sets are throwing at us global problems. We have zero impact on.
Great point. Imagine we had no phones and no TVs.
Got ya.
You'd care about your local issues, wouldn't you?
Well, you're exposed to what you're exposed to,
And
therefore you have
what
an
has
impact.
an
I
impact
guess.
on you
Yeah,
locally.
and you have an impact on.
Exactly.
Reversely, I guess. But like nowadays, we worry about stuff that's going on the other side of the world that literally it can shock us and it can like make us feel a certain way, but has zero impact on us. But it's all designed to make you think a certain way anyway. I think a scared population is probably a good thing for people that are in control.
It's easy
Scared
to control.
people
Yeah,
are
absolutely. Yeah.
much easier to control, definitely.
We definitely agree on that.
We definitely agree on
We
that.
agree on that.
Yeah, and I don't watch the news. I've got a TV set, but I don't watch the news. Like, I remember years and years ago, I'm going back to the late 1990s here, around 1998, something like that. good mate of mine, Jamie Power. How you doing, Jamie? Spoke to him the other day for the first time in about 8 years, actually. I remember him saying to me, have you ever found the news a bit funny? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, the news is the same every night. And I was like, what do you mean it's the same every night? I didn't know where he was going with it. And he's like, well, they start and then there's a train crash or there's a car crash or there's an accident that's happened where civilians have got hurt. Then it goes on to the next thing. Then it's the next thing. Then it's the next thing. And then they always end with, oh, and here's this little duck that was rescued on the canal that had been caught up. And it always ends in like a feel-good story. And he was saying to me, like, you know, it's just they're spoon-feeding you stuff. It's just not real.
And they bring you on this roller coaster.
Well, deliberately.
Journey. Yeah.
But it's designed content. And I'd never, ever thought about it before in my life. But it made me start thinking about it because he said it. And I never really noticed it, like, to begin with. But then as I got a bit older, he's a bit older than me, and as I got a bit older, I started watching the news and I'm like, he's right. It's like, it's different things, but it's the same message and it's the same formula. You know, it's the same recipe, it's the same menu. And it's like,
yeah, you go on Facebook feed and it's 2 currants, 1 dodo, 2 currants, 1 dodo. And what I mean, 2 currants is 2 rage baits.
Interesting.
And then you've got the Facebook page called Dodo, where someone's saving an animal.
I think there is a formula to it. I really do. And I don't buy it now. Yeah. So I don't watch the news because you can really worry. If you can really worry about the world if you you know, like I don't know where I saw it. I saw something today that said the British catch the Russians doing something or whatever. I don't know. The Russians have done something that's against the UK. I don't know. And there was a picture of like a battleship in the ocean. So I don't know if the Russian subs have been coming close by again, because I know that the Russian subs do kind of come around the top of Britain and stuff, and then the British subs monitor them, and there's all that like espionage stuff going on. But like, honestly, I don't care. Like, I don't need to see it. I don't need to worry about Russia.
Exactly.
I really don't. Like, it's not
the closest.
It's not worth worrying about.
Right. So the closest I get to worry about Russia is when I'm having a conversation. When I was having a conversation with my Ukrainian team member, that's as closest I emotionally get to Russia.
Okay.
Whenever I'm seeing another person suffering.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not to say that the Russians are good. I'm not saying they're good or not. No. This is just me saying I'm not going to worry because the news has said, I don't know, the Russians have done something in the North Atlantic.
But you need to be able to apply that level of, what is the word here? Contextual literacy, or contextual intelligence, that when you have strong emotional feelings, how much of it is actually relevant to you?
Yeah. And
based on that, save yourself some headaches and some throwing all the puffing to the world and huffing and puffing. Do you know, and then you don't worry about your local issues. You don't vote or you don't volunteer.
Or you do vote, but you vote in a way you've been influenced.
Do you know, whatever. Or you don't help your local community, but you're sitting home huffing and puffing about Russia. That, for me, is insanity.
Yeah, but it's most people are caught in that trap.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Like, you know,
yeah.
I know, I literally, like my stepdad, Doug, he only watches the news. That's all he watches.
Yeah.
He literally just watches the news 24/7.
Yeah.
And whenever I speak to him, he's not that well at the moment, but whenever I speak to him, he's like, "Oh, Jamie, you haven't heard, you wouldn't believe what's going on." He said, "Of course you don't know, do you? Because you don't watch the news." I'm like, "No, what's happened now?" And he's like, "Oh, such and such is at it," and da 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 da. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, your world is evolved around it because you're watching it, you're consumed by it, you're buying it. I didn't even know, and it didn't have an impact on my life because it just didn't let it in.
But then on the other side, on the contrary, politics have, and that's I also said in that post, that political votes decisions have an impact. And this is the funny story. The day of the vote in Hungary, I rang my father. My father lives in Slovakia, and his girlfriend also, Katie. And my father says, "Well, I just had a heated conversation with Katie about the votes, about the voting today, because Katie was a fan of the previous guy, Viktor Orbán, and my father supports Péter Magyar." And I says, "Well, based on what she is a supporter of him, and well, all the things he done for her kids."
Okay.
And I'm like, well, I get that.
Yeah.
It is a narrow focus, but I get it because there is an emotional attachment that the previous government, so Orban put in some things to do with children. So every time you had a child, a young couple had a child, they got money.
Right.
And we're talking like thousands, right?
Okay.
And if they had 2 or 3 kids in a certain period of, so they've given a lump sum each time.
Right.
And if they achieved, which is very difficult with the current fertility issues, but if they had, I was going to say achieved, if they had a certain number, I think it was 3 kids within so many years, they
Right.
didn't have to pay any money back. But if they only
Oh.
had 2, they had to pay a percentage back or something. It was
So they were trying to grow the population. It was incentives. Right.
yeah. And I get it. Yeah, absolutely. I get it. But that was the only angle she had. So there was an there was an emotional motivation and attachment to that.
At least it was real.
It was real. I get it. But
that's kind of like me with a knife crime bit, right?
Yeah. But so this is the problem here. So she's looking at a party or a politician because there is a benefit to her son and daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, very narrow section. Yeah.
Yeah. Charity starts at home kind of view, isn't it?
Charity starts at home kind of view. But at what cost? Yeah.
Right.
Because when you look at the rest of the population of Hungary, let's say there's 30% of young families benefiting at the cost of a 70% of people being extremely poor.
I get it.
How is that ethical?
Well, you've actually touched on something really binary there, which is really important, and that is, do I vote for the greater good or do I vote for what suits me?
Exactly.
And there's you could argue both cases, I guess.
So that's why I keep telling to people of having that contextual literacy and just having like that higher perspective. Even have a higher perspective when you're able to apply a very kind of practical view of pros and cons, and you can lay it out on a scale and look at different angles of why do I like this and why do I dislike that, and compare the two and contrast the two. I know maybe because that's just me, how I am.
Yeah.
And that's a skill. I learned that as a skill when you learn mediation and when you work with people and when you're having a strong social justice button. I am forever trying to be fair. I'm also a Libra, all of that. But I'm so always trying to be so impartial. And that comes from my previous experience working when I was working with the employee resource groups, and I had 17 of them to look after. And you're trying to be fair with them all.
Yeah.
And that's where that kind of fairness comes from. So people should have that, they should have that kind of higher perspective and contextual understanding of things and being able to look at things from a higher perspective to arrive at maybe a better viewpoint or a better decision.
Well, that's interesting because you mentioned earlier that in you're only allowed to vote in the local elections.
Yes, over here, yes, in Northern Ireland. Yeah.
So when you vote in the local elections, you are voting on the me. In that sense, slightly more
what, sorry?
on the me bit.
The me,
because it's localized. It's not exactly individual, but
exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
It's not a national concern, is it?
No.
So when you're voting at that local level, you have to vote with a more zoomed in frame of mind.
Yeah, no, and that's how I voted.
Yeah, so there is a time and a place for it.
Absolutely. There's a time and a place for personal things, you know. Whether you vote in Greens Alliance, DUP,
Yeah.
Sinn Féin, TUV, SDLP, whatever. That's pretty impressive that I know these parties.
Yeah, SDLP,
SDLP,
yeah,
TUV,
TUV,
DUP,
DUP,
UUP,
UUP,
Sinn Féin,
Sinn Féin,
Greens,
the Greens,
Alliance.
SDLP. Did we say that?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Alliance and then
Alliance.
Independence.
Okay,
There's a couple of independents.
right.
I think I have voted independent before once. I was impressed, but then the person disappeared and I'm like,
I actually told a lie earlier and I didn't realise I told it, but I have voted. I have actually voted.
porkies.
Yeah. That wasn't deliberate. I
Did
have
you just
voted
tell
here.
a Percy pig?
No, and this is the timing of this is really interesting because I voted for. It was the Alliance.
Locally. You must.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now
Now in long.
and the only reason I voted them was because the councillor, the local Alliance councillor, Neil Kelly, who I've got his phone number in my phone, he helped me get a road sign removed outside of my front door.
There you go.
I bought a new build and they put the road sign outside my front door and I threw a wobbler. And I ended up speaking on one of my neighbors.
Very personal.
And one of my neighbours said, someone put a speeding camera outside my house on the corner. He said, and I ended up speaking to Neil Kelly, and Neil Kelly helped me get it removed. He said, I've got his number if you want. So I spoke to Neil Kelly, and he was amazing.
I have voted Neil Kelly Alliance before.
Yeah.
I have. And at the time, he is a dog lover. And at the time, I had my dog Shiloh. So he was pushing for dog park and dog friendly places and a massive advocate for animals. He got my vote. So yes, absolutely. There's a time and a place for a personal vote.
Yeah. So he got in touch with the local council, applied a bit of political pressure, and lo and behold, the next day, the council came and removed the sign and put it somewhere else where it was actually better suited, to be fair. So I was like, okay, what a really nice geezer. Like, he did what he said he'd do. He cared. He gets my vote. But it had nothing to do with politics.
No, if I had the chance to vote, whether Labour, Conservative, whatever, that would be a whole lot more deliberation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's when I chose like who was going to tackle knife crime. I had to find something that wasn't political because I don't believe they're that different. But the reason why I raised that is that I have voted in Northern Ireland. I'd forgot.
Yeah, there you go.
But I voted for very personal reasons, and I think there is a place for that.
There is. So that was an interesting. We got
serious. I've just Googled it, by the way, just so you know.
Right.
So where I got slightly confused is you can't grow food in London anymore.
London.
Yeah, which has 15% of the population.
Thank you for clarifying.
Or urban areas in the UK.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of the population in the UK can't self-sustain by growing their own food anymore. That's where that came from.
Right. Understood.
But yeah, that was serious, right?
But that was good though. Like we
can't all be singing and dancing, can it?
I really enjoy. Like I love these type of topics.
You knew your stuff. I
love these. I love really getting. And we haven't taken a beat on anything in ages.
No, it was good. It was good to have a grown up. We said we turned 18.
Turned 18 and we had a grown up conversation.
So it kind of fits, doesn't it? Really, it is interesting. I don't currently believe in politics where we live, but it sounds like you guys might have done something that was really meaningful.
Listen,
you guys as in Hungarians,
and
potentially
potential in Slovakia next year
to follow suit.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, interesting. Well, maybe we'll have an update next year and see how that one goes.
But I really enjoyed this episode. You know, as much as a series as it is, I think it's important for people to be having conversations where they disagree because you brought a different angle.
Yeah. And it's just an opinion. It's nothing more.
Yeah, and I'm same. I just an opinion.
Yeah.
Do you know? But it was great to have a conversation about it.
The important thing is that you can have yours.
Yes.
I can have mine.
Yes.
And that's okay.
And we're still going to be friends.
Well, I still respect your opinion.
I respect
More
yours.
than that,
Yeah.
your opinion, and this is more your opinion being different to me doesn't bother me. My opinion being different to you doesn't bother you.
Nope.
There's too many people out there where if your opinion is different to theirs,
Bothered.
they get bothered.
Yep.
And like
Yeah.
that's a problem in
I
society.
think we need more of people being friends with people who they fundamentally disagree with.
It's important.
Mm.
It's important. Like
Speak your mind and stay
got a mate.
kind.
Yeah, I got a mate, Joe.
Right.
Joe Ridout. If you're listening, Joe, word up. He's great at debates. We have debates. We end up in debates. We're often drunk.
Art of debate.
We're often drunk when we end up in a debate, but like we go at it. Like he came here for my birthday last year, and
Love
we
it.
were up till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God. I wish I was a fly on the wall for that.
I wouldn't say
conversation.
it. When I say it got heated, it didn't get heated in an aggressive sense. It got heated in a passion sense.
Yes. Yeah. I like that.
Which is on the right side of the line.
I like that.
But
That's a good debate.
Yeah. He had his point and I had my point.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, he tried really hard to get me to see his point, and I tried really hard to get him to see my point. And at the end of the night, he hadn't budged, I hadn't budged, and it was perfect.
And you just went,
Literally.
fails.
But the point was, you have to be able to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You got to be able to have that, and then wake up in the morning and then who cares? It's fine. It is important. No, it's important to be challenged, and yeah, don't be a sheep. But I'll leave you with one little line.
Oh.
Sheep spend their whole life worrying about the wolf. Well, all along, it was the shepherd that they should have been worried about. And on that juicy note, people, we'll bid you farewell and see you next Thursday for episode 19.
Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence tonight. Let us know what you thought about tonight's episode. Give us your juicy comments and views and opinions.
Yeah.
And have a great night. And give us a follow.
Share, hit the like button,
Share.
smash the like button.
Smash the like it. Smash the subscribe button.
Totally.
Ring the bell.
Did you know we got a new subscriber on YouTube today?
Really?
I felt great.
That's awesome. We also need to give a shout out to Taylor.
Taylor.
That's not what you said it, no?
Taylor.
Sorry.
Taylor.
He's gonna be happy. Listen.
Oh, Tyler.
Oh
I thought you were saying Taylor. Tyler.
my God.
Tyler's my mate. I was like,
He's gonna say he's not your mate after
no,
this.
he's my mate. He's my mate. Listen, if ever you find yourself in Antrim, there's a handsome man with dreadlocks
in Nando's
and of African descent who will serve your food in Nando's and brighten your life. His name is Tyler. He's a cool mate of mine, and he knows me and my kids and my family, and he's just one of them really cool dudes that I just meet randomly when I'm out and about. And he's also there in Nando's when I go and buy my food.
all the staff in Nando's are lovely. They are so. We love going to Nando's. We love going there and having
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
good. And thank you very much for my Nando's treat. That was very nice.
No problem.
I really appreciated that. It was great. And I had a couple of spillages, but I didn't ruin my T-shirt, did I?
No, you
Well, I'm
didn't.
still wearing it, so
Can't be
I
that
guess
bad.
it can't be that bad. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're definitely going now.
We are going now, but we'll see you next week
See you
at
next
8 p.m. On Spotify, YouTube, and depending on how our conversations continue going, maybe an extension into some other streams. Depends how our conversation gets going. But love, life, and unity, people. All the best. Look after yourself. Adios, amigos.
Be good.